welcome to Podcast First Play, episode 237. I'm one of your hosts, Cal, and as always, I'm joined by a man who asked me what's red and white and sits in a tree. A sanitary owl. Now that's a disgusting joke.
That's a gross joke right there.
It's any bloody Dan!
Bonjour.
Bonjour. And other languages that I can pretend to know.
You don't know any. You barely know English.
I got a C in French.
Interesting.
Which
is interesting considering it was a Spanish class.
Oh, that's a way better joke than we opened with.
Thank you.
How the diddly devil are you?
Better now.
Yeah?
I've actually come up with a joke on the spot, and I'm just like, no.
I thought it was like because it's podcast time.
No, because it was podcast time an hour and a half ago, Callum.
Yeah, and you were playing Rocksmith.
No, I was playing
Anyway,
Rocksmith
we're not getting into this now.
Late.
This is not the time.
It's podcast time, as we've established.
Exactly. And boy, howdy, have we got a podcast in store.
Well, gee willikers, Callum, played on me.
We watched the trailer yesterday. Mortal Kombat 1.
Mortal Kombat. I love the fact that they've just gone. We're not doing like 12. Like we're gonna hit triple digits the way we're going. So we're gonna have to go back to the start.
I mean, technically they're already past triple digits, aren't they? They're already past 12, technically, in terms of number of games.
But they're not going off number of games, are they? Because I think it's just sort of like it's Star Wars, and then it's like Rogue One. It's like, okay, well, there's not going to be a Rogue 2 and a Rogue 3 and a Rogue 4 or whatever. It's just it's a totally separate
They've
thing.
just done a Call of Duty and a Battlefield where they've just gone, soft reboot.
Yeah. But I think it looks like they've just changed like all the sort of like the character models, so it looks like it's they're going, it'll be the same. It'll be Scorpion, it'll be Sub-Zero, it'll be Liu Kang, it'll be Kung Lao, it'll be blah blah blah. But it won't look like any of the ones that we've got before.
You can tell who they are. I mean, like Melina and that was very obvious, but like Scorpion, other than the fact that you saw I don't know what the name is for like his chain spear thing. I know it does have a name.
I think it is.
But you see that, and he's got a bit of yellow on him. Sub-Zero's got a little bit of blue, but they're primarily like black suits, just like with a bit of with a bit of the colours in them, and they don't have the masks. And obviously, you see Sub-Zero does a bit of the ice with his fist. Otherwise, you wouldn't know who the fuck they was. They're just two ninjas.
It looks more like looks like it's Mortal Kombat 1, but if they'd gone, let's get like some high quality production costumes to like digitize these actors. It would look like this.
I know it's a cinematic, but it looks visually it looks amazing.
Because I thought they were just going to do. Oh, it's just going to be like it's going to be a speech thing. They're not showing off any gameplay. It's just sort of like, it was starting again. Like I don't know what happens in. I still have yet to play 11. I had it installed and then I lost it, and it's so fucking big. I need to reinstall it again. So I don't know what happens in the story. In that.
Yeah.
But I'm assuming it had something to do with Liu Kang because he's on fire and he's got like yellow and blue dragons or something like that. So I need to just go back and see what happened. But I don't know if there was something at the end of that like triggered like a reset of the universe. I don't know. I
would assume something's happened. I haven't played 11 either, so I couldn't comment on it. But I think it's something that we have to do now.
I think so. Now I'm just sort of like I need to understand what the fuck's going on here.
Is it online multiplayer? Same as 10?
Of course it is.
Yeah.
Fucking Mortal Kombat. Of course it is.
No, I know 10 was, but they might not have been as popular as we thought. I don't know. I haven't played 11.
I think Mortal Kombat's always been popular.
No, I mean the online section might not have been as popular as...
I briefly remember I tried to play 10 online, and there's you can enter, I don't know if it's the same in 11, obviously, but it was like a tournament lobby.
Yeah.
So you would, sort of just be queued up with, 15, 20 people or whatever, and you'd be watching two people that would fight, and then the winner, someone would come on and then face the winner, and you just sort of
the winner stays on thing.
Kinda, yeah, but you get to see, okay, well this is the sort of moves that they do. Oh, okay, I know how to count, which means that obviously when I went in, I got obliterated, and I was like, I'm never doing that again. Good fucking lord. But I definitely want to get through 11, sort of see what's going on, and to see if that ties into the start of this.
Which it might not. They might have literally just started afresh.
Maybe, but I can't blame them if they do. They go, it's getting so fucking complicated with like time travel and blah 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 and alternate realities. Let's just go back to just it's just
the same, though, isn't it?
Well, from what I've seen, it's not. Not the gameplay, but I mean from what they've alluded to in this.
No.
Like,
I
it looks
gameplay
fucking. I mean, it's 2D fighter.
That's what I mean. Yeah,
so 2.5D fighter.
This is
going to
be potentially the law may change, and because it looks like, because normally obviously it's coming. Bloody hell! What is it? The Outer Realm. It's Outer Realm, isn't it? Outworld.
Where Shao Kahn.
Yeah. Normally it's them
from.
trying to get to Earth and like take over here, but this it looks like it's in a different place entirely because everyone sees that weird moon thing.
Yeah, so it's like another realm that's trying to like.
Maybe that's what it is.
I don't know because doesn't Shang Tsung come through that?
Yeah.
So it is Outworld.
Potentially, but like not all of them are on Earth, though, are they? Like Melina and them aren't on Earth, but they all see the same.
No, they're
sun.
in. What's the? It's like Edenia or something like that. There's like Earth realm and there's like Elf realm.
Yeah,
where it's all like glass and beautiful and whatever.
But they all see the same. The same moon.
Yeah, but maybe that's like okay, when you see the moon, that's when you're like, okay, it's Mortal Kombat time.
I suppose, yeah.
So we got to get ready. But like Raiden doesn't really look like Raiden.
None of them. Look
again,
like any of them.
he's got. But that's the thing. I don't. They just gone. It's. We want to sort of like have a real sort of strong reboot, and we don't want anyone to associate anyone with a previous character. So we're doing it all from scratch.
I don't know. That's a risky fucking move.
Maybe, but I'll tell you what.
Fan base, hasn't it?
Like they did some absolutely fucking brutal. Because again, I just thought it's just sort of like it was like a teaser, if anything. It's just sort of like it's some. It's a million years ago, and the Earth realm and the blah blah blah, and it's all that, and it's sort of talking about. It's just like it's a load of fighters just sort of standing up and going,
yeah,
and like getting ready or whatever. And then it's just like, and then here's the insane fucking violence in it, and it's just like people getting their throats ripped out,
stamping people's heads, and I mean, like when
oh my lord,
when Liu Kang bloody grabs the fucking the guy and like sends the dragon out and it holds them apart, and then he fucking oh god,
he just runs his head right through. Oh my lord.
It was.
I was just like, the only thing that can get better is obviously like how creative the NetherRealm Studios like writers, like there must be like story writers and like sort of quip writers, and then there's the people who come up with the insane finishes and brutalities. And
we talked about this before, like how they must feel when they go home after like thinking up half of these things.
Do you need to lie down, or are you absolutely pumped out of your mind? Because you're just sort of like, get me to a club.
But there's only so much that you could like realistically, like how many finishes can you come up with before you start retreading old grounds?
I don't know, because I think that there's a safe bet to have like, okay, well, let's have a look over the past 11 actual games. What's some classic fatalities that people like? Can we just do a slightly modified version of that as like an homage? And then it's like, okay, well, let's say we got 2 of those each for each character, and then we need 5 brand new ones, so everyone get to a real bad mindset. And I want pictures on Monday of what. And it's just like, what if he tears his eyes out and then kicks his bollocks off and then puts his and it's just a bunch of people just sort of
sockets.
it's a bunch of people going, oh god, perfect, write down. It's like, how much is that going to cost to animate? That's all I'm interested in.
But that's the thing. It looks like this would make a good film. Like visually, it looked real good. I don't know. That's just where we're at currently with the graphics with video games. But fuck me, it looked so good. Really did.
I mean, if you think about like the initial sort of trailers for 10, where it was like Sub-Zero and Scorpion, like in that forest.
Yeah.
And it's basically it is a fight that you can do, and they're like they're pulling branches off and smacking them in with each other and all that kind of stuff. So it was like, this is like a really cool cinematic version of what a fight in the game would look like.
Yeah.
Whereas this, it looks more like it's this is more of a story kind of. It's not going to be story based, obviously, but
there'll be a single player campaign story.
Yeah, they're making a point of it.
Yeah.
Of just like, there's something interesting that we need.
Do you think this is the
talk
game
about.
engine?
No.
Nah.
I don't think you could, because I mean, like, I can't remember who it is, but when he's like, someone stamps on someone's head and like it just caves it in, and it just sort of goes bleh.
Yeah.
Like, I was just like, there's no way you could get that level of detail in something that fast paced.
I mean, you could if it was a fatality, you could.
Yeah, when it's just a pure, it's like there's no.
It's effectively.
You can't be interrupted or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, like the character models and stuff. Do you think they're going to look as good? Because it's not impossible.
It's not impossible.
Look at like stuff like The Last of Us and even like the new Jedi.
True, but that's when it's like, okay, well, we need to animate one person and they need to look great all the time. And this is like, oh, we've got like, so say if there's like 15 fighters on the initial roster.
That's the next thing is there's only 4 people you could play as.
That'd be great. Like if they went, well, we're going right back to the start. So it's the original 9 grid lineup, and that's it. We're not putting the Turtles in. You're not getting the Terminator. It's just them, and it's going to look crazy good.
I do like that the last podcast we did, Podcast First Play, episode 236. We were talking about the Mortal Kombat movie because the casting for Johnny Cage, and we'd penned the new Mortal Kombat cinematic universe that included the Turtles and Terminator and everything else. And then a week later, it's already been canned because they're not going to be in this new universe anymore.
Well, we don't know, because
they're
what if
definitely
it's
not.
what if it instead of it's like, you know, it's the Turtles that you got in 11. It's like the new Turtles from like the new Turtles movie, so they're like sort of like weird and animated.
I mean, I'd say I'd push more for like the original graphic novel Turtles that actually murdered people, because they fit more in rather than prepubescent teen Turtles.
Well, I mean, like if you look at like, so there's like horror things, right? So there's Michael Myers is in it, right?
Yeah.
Or Jason is it? Or both?
No, both. They're both in it.
Both of them. Yeah, it's like Freddy Krueger and that kind of stuff. What if you got like a Chucky?
Do you reckon it'd have to be more like, what's the kid that's in 10? The other one that's on the big brute thing.
Oh,
it'd have to be something like that, wouldn't it? He'd have to team up with Mike Myers or something like that.
Oh, so he's like an add-on.
Yeah. That he just froze.
Downloadable Chucky. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know though, because like they got like, you know, they got Rambo and the Terminator, so they got getting sort of like 80s action. But other than going, right, let's just get Van Damme and
Nick Cage,
Bloodsport.
he's going in Dead by Daylight, so why not?
Apparently, yeah. But I don't know if they go, you know, what else can we cross over that's sort of like cool and a bit on theme.
You know, it would be pretty cool, like a thingy from Stranger Things, Demigorgon.
Oh, a Demigorgon. Yeah, that's not a bad idea. Yeah. It's probably not a bad shout, to be fair, because if you're thinking of sort of like franchises, but I'd like to think that they go, right, okay, let's get Warner Brothers. Let's say, right, Warner Brothers, you've got a lot of movies, you've got a lot of characters and stuff like that.
The rights anyway, innit? Warner Brothers.
Oh, that's a good point, actually. Yeah, have they not got like Harry Potter?
In Mortal Kombat.
Well, I mean, maybe Voldemort, maybe, but you know, like there's like a Grindelwald or whatever, and you know, you can call in a dragon for support, or you know, Neo. Do you know what I mean? Like this, cool. Or the Lord of the Rings. I mean, maybe Lord of the Rings. That would be very expensive to get Gandalf in there, just sort of slicing fools up.
I mean, we still have to take into account that whilst Warner Brothers own the rights and stuff, they'll only own the rights to the movies. Not the rest of the stuff. But
I think Dan Radcliffe would be up for it if they just said, "Hey,
he probably would." Do you want? I don't think it's his choice.
No. If they just said, "We want a wizard character." It's not Harry Potter, but we want you to come in and we'll mocap you, and it's going to be...
I'd rather see him from Guns Akimbo and just have him in his dressing gown and his slippers.
Big slippers. Yeah. That'd be quite good, actually,
Gun strapped to his hand, just fucking...
But, I'd like, you know, they do the DC crossover stuff. So, you know, like, get, like, a Peacemaker, get, you know, King Shark, get... I'm assuming they'll do like another Harley and Joker thing. But
most likely.
Maybe they go, let's step it up let's get Disney on the phone. Let's see if we can get Iron Man. Let's see if we can get Gamora.
Joking aside, you like if they're getting anything from Disney, it's going to be like a Xenomorph or something like that.
That's true, yeah. Like any of the old Fox properties that they now own.
Yeah.
Maybe. I mean, to be fair, like it depends on the kind of deal that they strike. So if they say, look, we will get Mike Myers, and we want to use him again for future Mortal Kombat game projects.
Yeah.
Can we get like a length of time that we can use him for? Maybe.
Can't see why not.
But I think that if this is, it depends. Like, because 11 seemed to go like really kind of not silly. 10, sorry, but it had like a whole bunch of just sort of like, how the hell did you get these guys to agree to put RoboCop in or whatever?
Yeah, I think it's more the I mean, like in the same breath, RoboCop, Xenomorph, the Demogorgon, Predator, like these are all been in Fortnite as well. So a lot of it is just down to kind of I suppose shock value, because like could you imagine like years ago going I fancy a game of Mortal Kombat. Oh, you're going to be I'm going to be Scorpion because he's my favourite. Are you going to be Raphael from the Ninja Turtles? Like it's like you wouldn't have thought it. So when they do pop up and it's like you can be fucking Terminator, that's cool. But it does again. It delves into more of that silly aspect of it, and it's surprising, and that's the same as Fortnite when they do. I mean, like this is very often I'll send you a screenshot of the store because this thing's been added that you wouldn't expect. But I do think if this is like the super serious that it looks in the trailer, I don't think we're going to see any of these kind of.
Well, that's what I'm thinking. At least not initially, because like they release packs as they go or whatever. But maybe like your DLC would be more of your like some of the other like Mortal Kombat roster.
Yeah.
So maybe you wouldn't get like an Aaron Black or a Devourer or whatever initially, but there'll be a pack, and then there'll be that and Rain and Smoke and Cyrac and whatever.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just want them to just. Like, because it was their like 30th anniversary, was it? The other week.
I'm going to say yes, but I don't know.
I think it was. But like, surely, like at this point, they've got enough kind of sway or like enough intrigue for people to go to like Netflix or whatever and say, we want to get a Demogorgon into Mortal Kombat. They're not going to go Mortal what?
No,
like,
it's a big.
Everyone knows who it is. Yeah, but
I think with stuff like this though, like the beauty of game, I'll use Fortnite as an example because it's a rotated thing. It could be years before you see a Demogorgon back in the store again. So if you didn't get it then, you're not going to get it.
You're not going to get it.
And whereas stuff like this, it'll be on Xbox, on the Xbox store, on PlayStation store, on Steam or wherever. And I don't know how the money works. So is it just an upfront is however many millions or whatever so we can put it in the game, or is it you earn royalties after every?
I'd imagine it'd be like so if you got like RoboCop and Terminator and Rambo, like 80s heroes and villains or whatever, as one pack. I'd imagine that like a percentage of that would go to whoever owns the rights for those characters.
Yeah,
I'd imagine that's how it works because. If you go right, we'll pay $50,000 for RoboCop to put him in as a character, and we'll do all the work. We'll animate. We just need the ability to have the Peter Weller RoboCop, and we want to put him in, and we'll give you $50,000. And they go, yeah, sure. And then everyone's like, "Man, I'm not interested in that." They won't make anything off it.
Yeah, true. Yeah, so it's got to be off single sales.
I'd imagine so. I don't know that, but that would make the most sense to me that they're actually getting something back off when people are actually buying it.
Yeah. Plus, I suppose it gives an insight then where they go, right, people were well up for that and they loved it. What can we get next? Or if they didn't, they can go, right, we know not to go down that route. So
yeah, I'd like to think that they go, right, we'll do the same thing. We'll get the exact same kind of character. So we'll get RoboCop, but it's the 2014 RoboCop. It's not original RoboCop. We'll get you Terminator, but it's one of the It's
the one from Genesis.
John Connor one from Genesis. We'll get Rambo, but it's Rambo now.
but it's Monica Rambo.
Oh, that'd be fine.
I'd be
I'd
all right with
alright
that. I just couldn't think of another Rambo.
Rainbow, Zippy from Rainbow.
Again, I'll be fine.
Katana!
That'd be amazing.
But like, you know, I just the level of silliness of things that you can put in there just kind of really interests me. For like, you know, get Kermit, this little frog go just.
I was going to get him out of the box, but I couldn't be bothered.
No, don't do that. Or, you know, just go, right, you know, it's a huge staple of the video game world. You know, let's get Master Chief in it.
So
let's
that's
get
the kind of stuff that
Shepard. Because if they went, right, we're going to have, you know, the sort of 15, 20, you know, normal roster fighters, and then here's all your packs, and there's going to be some cool stuff. So there's going to be like your Batman, and there's going to be Superman or Supergirl, you know, and Flash, tie it into the Keaton movie or whatever. But then, you know, here's Master Chief, and here's like the guy from Fortnite, and here's Steve from Minecraft, and the Wii Fit person or whatever. Like a Smash Bros kind of just like, there's a whole bunch of them, and you just pay for them individually. So it's like £4, and you can get an Elite from Halo, and you can chop people. I mean, obviously, the amount of fucking effort that would go into would be insane. Well, like, they've all got to have like their own skeletons sorted out, so when there's X-ray moves, that you break individual blah blah blah. Yeah. However, I don't care how busy and fucking how much hard work it is going to be. Please do that, because
you got to remember amazing. Though. Do you remember Mortal Kombat versus DC?
Yeah, of course.
So I don't know how well you remember that game, but it was in the contract. So DC had specified that there was that, so you couldn't rip Batman's head off, and you couldn't do it. So
and Batman couldn't kill people.
Exactly.
Wonder Woman couldn't kill.
And
blah, blah, blah.
But that'd be the same rules that would apply here for stuff. So Microsoft aren't going to let Master Chief get fucking massacred and ripped in half and whatnot. You'll have certain ones, so like Terminator and that. Obviously, they were all do what you want, but
but there's like Joker and Harley in Mortal Kombat 10 and 11, I'm sure.
Yeah,
like telling you that they don't kill people.
No. What I'm saying is, so I don't know if it's specified to all the characters, but I know Batman was definitely 100% one of them. So you couldn't perform a fatality on him, and that was one of the rules they had to follow. It's a bit weird because then in like Injustice and stuff, they get a bit. Some of them were quite graphic in Injustice, not as much as Mortal Kombat, obviously. But I also don't know whether this was before Warner Brothers and DC were like a thing.
Maybe.
Because it was quite a long time ago. But I remember reading that, though.
I'd like to see, what I'm going to do is I'm going to get up a list of currently owned Warner Brothers properties and see which you think is going to be... It's not anything but for fun.
This isn't
who would you like to see as a DLC Mortal Kombat character?
SpongeBob SquarePants.
DC, blah, 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 new line. Oh, so they got new line as well. Yeah, of course, because that's who makes fucking...
the Mortal Kombat.
Movies, isn't it? Yeah. Warner Brothers Pictures, let's just do that. Ace Ventura.
Yeah.
There you go, out of the gate.
Not even joking. When you were on about RoboCop and stuff, and then you went into the packs for like Rain and stuff. For some reason in my head, I had Jim Carrey from The Cable Guy, and then Robotnik from Sonic, and I was like, what a great pack that would be. But I was like, that would be great. That's way too silly. And it's the first one that you came to.
Ace Ventura.
What's the matter, Steven? Don't you want to play?
Arthur, which I assume is that Russell Brand thing, wasn't it? Oh no, it was Dudley Moore, I think. Batman, obviously. Yeah. Beetlejuice. We're getting a second Beetlejuice. There's a bit of news for you. Cast has been confirmed. We're getting Keaton. We're getting Winona Ryder. We're getting whoever it was, I can't remember her name, from Home Alone, who played Winona Ryder's mum. And Jenny Ortega's playing the new Winona Ryder character, I guess, just sort of like an angsty, morbid teen. I wonder why she's been typecast as that. Blade Runner.
Can you see Deckard in Mortal Kombat?
Maybe not Deckard, but what's his face? 41 or whatever his name is. The
do some.
Ryan Gosling.
Yeah.
2049 dude. Torchy Blaine. Don't know what that is. Casablanca, but a bit too old school for
I
people.
don't think we're going to be getting Casablanca.
No. Cinderella's Story. Don't know what that is. Clash of the
Get
Titans.
Cinderella.
Get like Sam Worthington back in as Perseus, I think he was. Deep Blue Sea. Giant shark. Why not? Dennis the Menace, the US one.
Is that the blonde kid?
Nancy. Yeah, Nancy Drew, like the detective
from Riverdale.
The Exorcist.
What's it gonna do though? Finger herself and like, throw up everywhere.
Well, acid attack. It'd be like Reptile, wouldn't it?
It's just...
Oh, the Free Willy franchise. That'd be great.
Yeah,
you could play as a little kid.
Oh.
And his special attack is he does that, and then the whale just comes in and slams on it. Friday the 13th, obviously. Gremlins. That's got like I'm telling you,
Gizmo.
like Chucky, Gremlins.
Get Gizmo.
Get them.
Well, not Gizmo, but get a few Gremlins.
The
in
evil
there.
ones.
The one with the lipstick.
Yeah. Hangovers. I don't think that would
Yeah,
work.
let's get Bradley
Harry
Cooper
Potter.
in there.
No, just get Zach Galifianakis just with a baby on his back.
Just have it.
Oh, there you go, Chucky on his
Just
back.
have him. Oh yeah, there you go. There's your buddy up. There you go.
Yeah, I mean they don't own Chucky, though, so that doesn't really
No.
make a difference. Harry Potter, Fantastic Beasts, The Hobbit. Yeah,
It.
the novel.
Who made the It movies? By the new ones. I would have put money on it being Warner Brothers for some reason.
I don't think it is. It's too good for them.
They make good things. It's not just bad.
Vertigo. Yeah, distributed by Warner Brothers.
Yeah,
production, New Line. Yeah.
You got to say, you
You could get Pennywise in there. Of course you could.
Yeah.
Absolutely, you could get Pennywise.
That'd be an alright one.
King Kong.
You can't put King Kong in there.
If they got King Kong, they must have Godzilla as well.
Yeah, but who's going to beat King Kong?
Godzilla.
No, the Mortal Kombat universe.
Most of them would probably have a fair whack at it.
They'd all give
Just
it a
slice
go.
them open.
I'd give it a good go, but it doesn't mean I could do it.
Yeah. Lego Movie, Lego Ninjago.
Some
Lego characters.
Get some
that'd be
Ninjagos
funny.
in there.
Yeah.
Teen Titans
The
go.
Lethal Weapon franchise.
Get too old for this shit.
Very old at this point, yeah. Looney Tunes. You could get some some bugs and doing some absolutely wacky, crazy murders.
The beauty of having Looney Tunes is that in there, it wouldn't work so much for them because they're cartoons, but their fatalities would be amazing.
Yeah, like they get a piano dropped on them, and then a safe, and then a bomb, and then a blow. Yeah, that'd be incredible. Lord of the Rings, obviously. Lost Boys.
It's vampires, isn't it?
Mad Max. The Matrix. Monsterverse films. Oh yeah, so that's all the Godzilla King. Yeah.
We definitely can't have
the
that.
National Lampoon Vacation series. That'd be great. Get Chevy Chase in there. Never Ending Story.
I mean, I can't think of any characters that would work, but I want to see some.
Well, what about in the first one, like the knight who goes through the sphinxes that are there and they zap him.
Sphincter. The knight that goes through the sphincter.
No. Nightmare on Elm Street already. Yeah. The Oceans films.
Yeah, get George Clooney, Brad Pitt in there.
Yeah. Osmosis Jones. I thought that was Disney.
Wasn't that the awful fucking...
It's not awful. I love that film. It's like
Bill Murray one?
Yeah, so it's in Bill Murray's body, and it's like a antibody pop, like taking back a virus, and I fucking loved Osmosis Jones.
It's not a good
I
film.
assumed it was.
It's not a good
Disney.
Film. Well, no, because that came out like at the same time as Roger Rabbit.
It was no, mate. It's not that fucking old.
Yeah, it is.
Daft. Osmosis Jones. It's like early 2000s. It must be 2001. Shut up.
What am I thinking of? No, I'm thinking of that Brad Pitt one. I'll put it up. It'll pop up in the screen.
I don't know what you mean by that.
After the podcast, I'll show you though. It's
right,
abysmal, absolutely abysmal. But carry on.
The Police Academy franchise.
Yeah, get some Hightower in there.
Get Tackleberry in there.
Can you do your Police Academy lady impression?
No. I know who you mean, and I'm not doing that. Richie Rich,
Yeah,
No.
Macaulay Culkin.
No, you just get what's the butler, not the butler. The
I don't know what you mean.
the dad. He was like a butler in something.
I only remember Macaulay Culkin from Richie Rich. I don't remember anyone else.
Scooby-Doo, live action films, Space Jam, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Willy Wonka, and the Wizarding World, which is like Hogwarts and whatever. So
Willy Wonka and the Wizarding World?
No, Willy Wonka and the Wizarding World was the last one.
I was going to say, I've never heard of that. That sounds awesome.
There's another another reboot or something of the Willy Wonka franchise that's happening as well at the moment.
Is that with who?
Because apparently the Johnny Depp, I don't know, that didn't go particularly well.
It was okay.
But bonus lightning round, the Warner Brothers TV properties.
Oh, fucking that's...
Alf.
Alf. You want to put Alf in Mortal Kombat?
Why not? Animaniacs, like Looney
yeah.
Tunes, I reckon that would work. Babylon 5, I don't think anyone remembers that.
I remember Babylon 5.
The Big Bang Theory, that's popular enough to actually warrant even some consideration before they go, well, no, they're all nerds in what they're going to do.
The fact that this part of the conversation's gone on this long, Dan, I'm very disappointed in you. We should have just glazed over that.
No, I'm thinking of just like, because they go in and go, oh, physics, and then they just get exploded.
I want them in there so that I could just fatality them.
There's
all
training
day.
dummies, yeah. Captain Planet.
He's a hero.
Yeah, get some of the Planeteers in there, Fire and Earth, and blah, blah, blah.
The original
that
Infinity Gauntlet.
Exactly.
Who do you think could win, Thanos or Captain Planet?
Well, I don't care. So.
Did you say Chuck?
Okay, also, I've got like 50 of these. Can you shut up and let me get through
Did
them,
you say
please?
Chuck? Secret Agent Chuck.
What?
Secret Agent Chuck.
I don't know.
With Shazam. Zachary Levi. Great show.
Chuck Bartowski. Yeah, it is, yeah. Cold Case. I think that's like a TV drama thing. Dallas. Just getting slapped to obliteration. Jigsaw Hazard, ER, Family Matters, Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, Friends. I didn't know they owned Friends. It must be one of the things.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, it's always at the end, isn't it?
Fringe. You've never seen it, but that's an
Fringe.
absolutely banging. You haven't seen Fringe.
I have seen Fringe.
Pretty Little Liars, Pushing Daisies. Don't know what that is. Supernatural, which is that Jensen Ackles.
It's that Supernatural thing, isn't
it? Thundercats.
Lino. Well, what Thundercats though? Original and shit ones.
It just says Thundercats, so it's the current, well, the newer and the old original.
That's fine. We're original
cartoons.
Get Lino and that in there. Does that mean who owns He-Man?
I don't know, Callum. Again, can you shut up and let me get through this enormous list that I've already started? Tiny Toon Adventures, but that kind of goes in with Animaniacs. 2.5 Men. I could get Charlie Sheen on cocaine, just
he's got a Tiger Blood. It'll be unfair.
That's true, actually. Yeah, he's far too powerful. V.
Is that Veronica Mars?
No, but Veronica Mars is like next one on the list. Westworld.
No.
I'd tell you what, you could get, if you got like the Yul Brynner like gunslinger kind of. Well, yeah, that's what the Terminator is, and they put him in it.
Yeah, he's got a heart. He's got a gumph. He's got spunk.
No, he doesn't. He gets exploded, and he's just a robot skeleton.
Yeah, and then he's got his hand up, and he goes.
I think you've been watching like weird YouTube fan films or something, because that ain't the Terminator. But there's a lot, even just in house, they've got a lot of characters that they could just start pulling from.
They have, but back to my previous point, I don't think we're going to see any in this game.
But there's like things like the Turtles and stuff like that. Again, those are characters that they own. Like, you're telling me that you couldn't get like a Voldemort in there, a Vada Kedavra in motherfuckers?
Yeah, you definitely couldn't get a Voldemort in a Harry Potter, any Harry Potter character in Mortal Kombat.
I think that if we're going to cross that
J.K.
threshold,
Rowling's ever going to allow that to happen?
Yeah, it's true. She's a bit of an idiot, isn't she?
No, it's all like people protecting their own intellectual property,
but who wouldn't want to go? Yeah, sure, I'd want to see them either get blown up or blow people up in a Mortal Kombat game. Absolutely.
Like a lot of these people, particularly people like J.K. Rowling, and this isn't a dig at anyone really, but they will see them as they'll go, well, no, because like Voldemort would never do that. he wouldn't go to.
He's the most evil wizard.
No, but
ever,
you know what I mean.
whatever.
Like that, they treat them as if it's just in case it upsets the fans of that property. They wouldn't want them to merge over. Whereas somebody like, let's say, whoever does own the actual rights to Terminator, because it won't be Warner Brothers, it'll be like James Cameron or something like that. He'll just go, yeah, it's cool because video games are awesome, and like I think it would be cool to see Terminator fighting, especially when you got RoboCop in there as well, and you can see them two iconic 80s action characters. But people like Voldemort and stuff, like there's zero chance you will ever. Again, we'll see Guns Akimbo. I can't remember his character name in the movie, but we'll see him before we see Voldemort or anyone.
Well, we'll see, mate,
100%.
because you've been proven wrong on this podcast before, so we'll see.
Not like this, we haven't.
I don't know.
We will see.
I don't know.
I don't know any. I'm going to Bob, Dave, Dylan, and Derek from The Big Bang Theory. I don't know any of the names. But, and I'm guessing there's 4. There might be 5. I don't know. But we will see one of them before we see Voldemort. In Mortal Kombat. Not just in anything.
Maybe.
Joey Tribbiani. You'll see him.
Yeah,
No.
he fucks you to death.
Get over here. How you doing? I got a catchphrase too.
See, it can work, right?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not saying it wouldn't work, but I don't think it'll work for this new iteration of Super Serial Mortal Kombat.
Well, we'll have to see, Callum.
We
but
will.
It looks very good.
And it's this year.
It absolutely makes me want... Yep.
I did remember the date earlier, and I've completely forgot. But it does lead us on to, we have a PlayStation Expo next month. I reckon we'll see a little bit more there. I reckon.
Maybe.
Also, I've just remembered, this is yet another podcast in a row where you've gone on Wikipedia and read a list of things.
Yeah, I'm making it my thing.
This is London's Burning, what was it? Soldier?
I mean, you're the one talking about it, so clearly it works.
Clearly, I know, because I've forgotten. Anyway, you watched Mario the other day.
Yeah, I did.
What you think? Out of 10, before we go into thoughts and opinions, what score do you give it? I give it a solid 8.
I like a 5.
A 5, really? That's low. Well, it's
Yeah, I
average,
just-
but
I couldn't get past the... Like, I just don't like the way that Illumination
Zaniness.
animates... And no, because I think like it all works. I think the voice acting's great. I think that they chose well. Like the actual like how everyone looks, it's a little off with like Peach. She looks a little different.
I think they all look really
but
good.
but yeah, like how they all look is amazing. Like the textures and stuff like that on them are so good, and it's lit really well. But I just cannot get past this thing that they are just obsessed with. And I'll tell you, the next time you watch it, now that I've mentioned it, you'll see it every 30 seconds. It's where they'll either do a slow motion shot or just a normal speed shot of them just going, and they just do that constantly.
I'm so glad you did.
Where it's just faces like just in the camera or just going like it's because it's like it's wacky, isn't it?
In its defense, that's not just an Illumination thing. That's like Shrek and all that stuff does all that as well.
DreamWorks. That you can't raise the bar with DreamWorks, mate.
I'm just saying. Even Pixar do all that stuff as well. But I will say, Illumination does it a lot more than most do. But a few weeks ago on one of the other podcasts, I said, because I went to see Mario like opening weekend to Logan to see it.
Yeah.
And I'd said to you, there's a bit towards the beginning of the film that it explains Mario's voice, and I thought it was really clever, and I thought it was like, that's all. I didn't expect it, and it was cool. What did you think? Did you like it?
Yeah, I thought
it was dead clever.
It's like they put the accent on for a commercial because it's like, hey, we're Italian and whatever. But I didn't like that they needed like a nemesis in the real world. They got like their former boss who's just sort of like, haha, I'm a dick and you're Mario, and what an idiot, and why are you wearing matching uniforms? Well, clearly, as we saw in the flashback, they were kids wearing matching uniforms. So you can't tell me that that's new all of a sudden, that they've just decided to go for that killer skin. They've been doing it since they were babies.
I imagine when they worked for him, they wore his uniform. And then, like, they wore matching
I think
colours.
they'd still have to go hat with a big M.
Yeah, it'll be like Power Rangers in it. So, like, the Red Ranger always wore a red item of clothing, and the pink one always had a pink item of clothing, like when they're in the real normal world clothes. They probably just did that, so they wore
like a red vest on.
Yeah, they whatever. But yeah, like considering it was such a big thing, they're like, Chris Pratt doesn't sound anything like Mario. And then all they had to do was put that in the trailer, and that would have pleased everyone. But they didn't. But
yeah,
it was a clever way around it.
Jack Black was fucking incredible.
He was really good, but I think it's like one of the most like one of the only times you see Bowser and he's like proper menacing. He batters the fuck out of Mario, like with little to no effort and everything else. But then all the stupid in love with Peach stuff really wound me up.
But that's how you explain why he has to keep on kidnapping her.
I mean, I guess. But that was always a thing.
What's the other alternative? They go, right, well, he's got to capture Peach to hold the Mushroom Kingdom hostage?
I don't know.
Like, that's a bit fucking grim for a kid's film.
I mean, so is, like, bestiality, but...
Well, I mean, they still haven't really explained what Peach is doing there.
Well, yeah, because, she's clearly human, isn't she?
Also, this is something that, as soon as they said it, I thought that they were going to address it as a joke, and they didn't. But she wanders through the pipe portal thing, presumably, into the Mushroom Kingdom, and she's met by all the toads, and the toads help her and train her and raise her and whatever. And then she's like the best toad, I guess. And they go, yeah, we want you to rule. You're the princess? It's like, well,
Shouldn't be the
should
queen.
she be the queen?
Nope.
If she hasn't got the queen and king parents, and then she's a princess.
Princess Peach. Pee-pee.
Which is fine, but why didn't they go, oh, well, you'll be that princess, and then someone goes, shouldn't you be queen? And they go, yeah, shut up.
Well, maybe it's...
Like, then I would have been like, brilliant.
Maybe it's an age thing. So you can only be...
Like, monarchs have been crowned as kings and emperors and stuff when they're fucking 10,
Not in the Mushroom Kingdom. Maybe they have laws.
But again, say it is, like, to point out the obvious, they go... Why is she a princess? Oh, you got to be 21 and a toad to be a queen. So this is the only way we could get around it.
And she's just
that.
I didn't want to
think
do in the first place, but
I just thought it would just be a really funny line. So that I was just sort of like, oh, that feels like the only sort of missed opportunity. Like, a lot of the jokes were quite good.
Yeah, they landed pretty well.
I'm a bit annoyed that they just sort of just fucked Luigi off almost immediately.
Because he's perfect.
It wasn't a Mario movie. It's the Super Mario movie, or the Mario Brothers movie, or whatever it's called. And then they just go, right, he's just a pathetic coward. He gets stuck in a box, and then he's just there forever.
Now, I wouldn't have minded if they did when he first gets separated, and he's landing and stuff. He's running from the dry bones and stuff. If the rest of the film he is away from Mario, but every time we cut back to him, it's like it's Luigi's mansion. And he's going around.
Yeah, which is what I thought they were going to do.
But
now
he just gets trapped in a cage. And Charlie Day was excellent.
Trapped in cabinets. Yeah. I thought he was quite good as him.
His voice suits it very well.
Yeah, I like the sort of like the training montage and like because I thought they were doing a Smash Bros kind of thing with like the impression I got from the trailer was like when he fights Donkey Kong, it was the Smash Bros, like one of their arenas. But it's kind of it kind of is and it isn't. Like there's boxes with power ups and stuff like that, but it's more of a Mario Kart area. I think it is based on his like something Tropical Falls or something from the GameCube one. Looks very similar anyway, very very similar. Well, it's that and like the original Donkey Kong Jr. where it's just like good as hence why he's got barrels, fucking throwing barrels at him all the time. But I do like the fact that he gets the cat power and he just beats the living shit out of him as a cat. That's great. And then it's just like, right, well, you get the army then. Yeah, well, we'll all have to just Mario Kart it down there. I was like, yeah, that's sweet. Like, they get like the hover bikes, the gliders and stuff. Yeah. I was like, yeah, that's cool. They get the Rainbow Bridge thing.
Do the power-ups.
And then they all immediately get captured.
Yeah, I mean,
Like just a bunch of drones just flying and just pick them up and take them off, and that's it.
it's all like Cooper was very competent, and even like the army, like obviously his Goombas and the Coopers and paratroopers and all that, they were competent enemies, which they never are in the games, obviously. And I really like them aspects of it. I think the film's like really good, and I'd give it. I do think it's an 8 out of 10 film, but like I said originally, it's too safe. And when you're coming off like animations like Turning Red and Big Hero 6 and stuff like that are genuinely Zootopia is an excellent example actually, where it's a kids film that it's massively appealing to adults.
There's real world issues.
Yeah, and it's got a lot of stuff going on. And I'm not saying this should be a detective movie, but there's so much potential there, and they just didn't bother. And that's potentially because of the last Mario Brothers movie we had, but
which was like 30 years ago.
But it's fine.
But
it's fine.
I think it was fine. I just think that there was a couple of I felt that how is there not like a Wario teaser? How is there not Waluigi? Where's Kirby? Or do you know what I mean? Like, why don't you just go? Let's just try and build this up a bit. Let's get Kirby in. Let's get Samus in. Let's
maybe that'll be the sequel.
Potentially, but at least with Sonic, they went, we've done Sonic, and now here's teaser of Tails, and then people are like, okay, well, I'll go back and see if there's Sonic and Tails, and then they threw Knuckles in there as well. But then to do that, and then there wasn't like a weird magical accident, and they, he gets like an evil clone or whatever, and then you get your Wario. Again, that doesn't take away from it. I just thought that, maybe that'd be a cool thing to. Instead, they just go, Yoshi. It's like,
great.
So,
I mean, to be fair, it's a beloved character, but what do you feel about if the sequel was just like Mario and Luigi go on holiday, but it's to like the Wii Sports Resort, so it's like Mario Golf, Mario Tennis.
Yeah, make a Nintendo like multiverse kind of thing. So when they go to a fighting tournament and it's Smash Bros. And like you've got Samus and Star Fox and Captain Falcon and I looked everywhere. There's like so many references to other things.
Yeah.
There was like Captain Falcon and like Mario Odyssey, Mario Galaxy, and like I think it's playing like Kid Icarus right at the start.
The star, isn't it? The star when Luigi's in the lava prison. That's the stars from Galaxy.
Yeah. So there was, I don't know, like. You might be right though. Maybe they're just going. Let's just play it safe. Let's see how people get on with this because I assume it's done quite well.
Who's playing Wario for you?
Jack Black again. To be fair,
can't be both.
Just sort of like a cackling maniac.
He's real good, but you can't be both.
I know. What about like Will Arnett or something like that, or Jason? What's his name? Fucking Pimento from Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
Is he Waluigi or
Mario? Okay. It's like what's his name? It's like Jason something.
Bateman.
Oh, shit. Yep, that's it. Whatever his name is.
I know what you mean though.
Yeah. He's in a bunch of stuff. He's a really good voice actor.
He's a really good typecast actor.
Yeah, but like him, or get like, what's his face? Fucking John Mulaney. Like he's sort of like a snivelly voiced kind of guy, isn't he? Well, you can put on a snivelly voice, should I say?
Yeah, I'd say that. What about?
Oh, I'll tell you what. You just go complete opposite. You get Matt Berry to do it. Well, I say, Mario.
Brother.
Great, I love it.
Go like it's Mario and Peach's wedding. It's just like, does anyone have any objections? And then the door just bursts open. She's like, Father!
Perfect, it writes itself.
I'd be all up for that, I'll be honest.
Right. But like it's like like with Wreck-It Ralph, where they just had like it was like the arcade and it's like Cuba and Sonic and all that sort of stuff.
None of them spoke though, did they?
Well, some of them did.
Like
Sonic did.
Did Sonic speak in Wreck-It Ralph? I remember thinking from Street Fighter.
He's in the second one.
Yeah,
no, there's M. Bison in the the first one, but there's like. Sonic's in the second one. He's talking about like, hey, make sure you get inside your games before closing time or whatever.
I honestly can't remember.
He absolutely does.
I believe.
Yeah,
I just can't.
I don't know if it's like the original. Oh, also the old guy playing an arcade who keeps going wahoo. I take it that's the actual original Mario voice actor
in Mario. Yeah.
Yeah, I assumed it would be. Yeah. I thought it was fine.
It was
but
good fun. Logan loved it, which is.
I think it was better than Sonic, but it's not as good as Sonic, the second Sonic.
I think it's better than both Sonic films, but I think Sonic 2 impressed me more. And I don't think it's a better film in terms of here's Sonic and here's a movie. I don't think it's a good Sonic movie, but I think it's an excellent family film that stars a blue hedgehog.
Yeah, of the many that there are.
Yeah, but you know what I mean though. Like this Mario film was a very humble Mario movie about a plumber called Mario finding the Mushroom Kingdom, saving Princess Pearl. She mostly saves him, but doing his Mario things, and everything looks like Mario. And this is what I wish Sonic had done. I still wish that they'd just gone full
Let's
animating.
just keep it all in. Yeah, let's do Green Hills, then we'll do Chemical Zone, and we'll just sort of hit all the main ones.
And I do agree with you. I do really like Sonic 2. I think it's genuinely a really fun Saturday afternoon movie. But at the same time, it's Jim Carrey's gone now, so he won't be back for the third one. Let's bring Shadow in. No, it's far too early to bring Shadow in, but because you haven't got a Robotnik, you got fuck all else. So.
Yeah, but then they're going to get Shadow until Silver.
Well, I think we're going to have Metal Sonic. I think Metal Sonic could be the big bad of this film. And then Shadow will do the same as Knuckles, where he's an antagonist for most of it, and then he joins forces and helps them take down Metal Sonic and other things that are going on. Or they're going to turn the other guy into the new Robotnik.
Oh, the assistant fella.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd say no. Make him a ridiculously underqualified and stupid Robotnik. Like, he's got all the gear, he's got all the tech in that because it's all just left over from.
Yeah, I mean, he managed to turn his coffee shop into a fucking lair.
That's true. I have a feeling though that he didn't design that. Like he works there, sure, and he probably paid someone to go and make his cool pull down lever lair. Yeah.
Maybe it was already there. Maybe Robotnik made it as like a fail-safe.
He just happened to buy. He bought a coffee shop that also was a bad guy lair.
No, I mean like he knew about it already. I mean.
Oh right, okay, yeah.
Just like if anything happens, you go to this place.
I don't know. With us getting like a sequel to Mortal Kombat, and we've got two Sonic movies, and now we've had a fairly successful Mario.
It's been very
movie.
successful, hasn't it?
Do you think that they're going to go and sort of go, right, okay, well, this seems to be going quite well with sort of like video gaming stuff, and like Last of Us has obviously been incredibly well received. You know, it's just like, I think the turning point may have happened where it's like, okay, we can actually start making semi-decent to decent stuff based on video games.
Well,
so, but are Nintendo going to cash in on that? Do you reckon they'll go, let's make a Metroid show, a Netflix show. Let's make another Zelda thing that works.
They'll never do anything with Zelda because then Link has to speak, and it's an ongoing thing. Like Miyamoto's very, very adamant that Link's you, the player, and it's you get to do the story through.
No, to me that sounds like we can save a ton of space on these stupid cartridges if we don't put any voice acting in it at all. So it's just text, but we meant it to be like yeah, of course you did. If you were doing that on CDs, mate, you'd be singing and dancing and doing all sorts of shit.
I don't know. He didn't speak on the GameCube ones. That was discs.
No, but he did it was like a Nintendo animated thing in like the 80s or something like that, and I think there was a speaking Link in that. Presumably, though, that's why they've gone.
Excuse me, princess.
No, that was Kid Icarus.
No, it's Link. It's Link in the Legend of Zelda cartoon.
Oh no, the Kid Icarus, he had like a really annoying catchphrase as well. I can't remember, but yeah, you're absolutely right.
He also had brown hair.
Yeah, again, easier to draw.
And Ganon was a massive fat pig, literally.
Yeah. Let's just say that they moved heavily away from that. They're not going to do it again.
I think it had like... I remember watching it very regularly, but I'm pretty sure there's like 12 episodes and that was it.
And then it was cancelled, probably. Yeah. But like you could get like a Splatoon, it's that kind of thing. Like,
Splatoon would work, would it?
Well, there's like a teen sort of drama.
Like Riverdale.
Yeah, it's the paint is all the blood of their fallen friends and whatever. Yeah. I reckon you could do a bunch of them.
I think Metroid would be a good shot. Star Fox.
Yeah, Star Fox
would be real good. Because it's kind of like your Star Wars.
Yeah, just like you save a fortune, just like set most of it in space. It's just a black background with ships going.
Or they'll base it on Star Fox Adventures, which was a spin-off game starring Fox McCloud. He got stranded on a planet, but you don't fly a ship at all.
Get to fuck.
It's a 3D action adventure game that was originally called Dino Planet, and then they went, it'd be better instead of having this character, why don't you put Fox McCloud in it? So they did. Which is why all the rest of the characters in the game are dinosaurs.
Maybe not that one.
It's a good game, but
but like
Star Fox
Kirby,
would be awesome.
Like again, sort of silent protagonist, but just sort of kooky adventures.
How would you do a Kirby one though?
It would be the same as like any of the games. Like you've got to rescue a star or a thing or whatever.
His primary thing is sucking things off.
Yeah, but all you got it's just that. It's plenty of him just going and just absorbing a whole bunch of crazy shit.
Could be funny. Could be a funny one. We should have like where he accidentally does something. Doing that, oh no, it's a fridge. He's just got to stand there until
he goes into a rubbish dump and he just turns into like a mutant. It's a George Foreman grill and a patio heater and it's a weird, awful monster.
They've definitely got some good ones. You know what I think would be? I don't know how the shit they do it, but Pikmin would be really interesting.
What sort of like a Bug's Life kind of?
Yeah.
Backyard adventure.
I think, but then if we're doing that, I'd rather have Grounded. So
I don't know. I mean, I've been playing a lot of that lately. Like they've introduced so much. Like they've got like actual cutscenes and stuff like that in it now. Like there's like proper story elements to it. Like I actually probably need you or someone else to help me because I've got to a bit where I can't beat this guy. So I need someone to come in and just hit him in the back of the head.
It's been a good while since I played Grounded.
Yeah, but there's been a shit ton of updates to it. There's wasps in it now, and they're an absolute pain in the arse.
I don't think there was last time I played. Last time I played, we'd only just got up onto the bench up the spade.
Well, now there's like under the shed. It's like a whole fucking map under the shed. There's like brand new sort of like boss enemies. It's getting bigger and bigger. Ironically, considering it's how small. But there's like it just makes sense to me that they're going to just go right. We've done under the shed. We've done all the garden stuff now. Into the shed. That's where you've got to go next. Like the shells and tools and all kinds of like weird bats and moths or whatever.
Do you reckon you were ever going to get in the house?
That to me, like, because presumably, unless they did it bit by bit.
Yeah, I don't mean one go. Right. So like the first map would be you're in the kitchen. And then like it's eventually you can get on the counters and stuff, but the door's always closed, so you can't get into.
You can't get under it or around it. And then it's like a cat or something you got to keep fighting off.
Because that's what I was going to say. Like obviously in this you've got like they don't do anything yet, but you've got the crows and whatnot. They're pretty fucking big compared to your tiny little character. Can you imagine a fucking cat? Or
yeah, that would be. It would be.
It's like a fucking Alsatian.
Yeah, I mean that would be impossible. It'd be like trying to beat up a mountain. Like you'd never be able to do it. But like they've changed a few things as well. So like when we finally got onto the top, like where the grill is, and there's like a bag of coal, and there was a sword stuck in a coal.
Yeah.
And you basically got to get to the sword. You rip it out before you. Yeah, they've changed that. So now you've just got to go to it and activate it, and then there's like a bunch of things that would try and attack it, and it's like a progress bar. So when you get to the top of the progress bar, that's when you unlock the recipe.
So
don't like that.
So they made it harder
because Well, yeah, because you still need all the like fire protection shit to get onto it to activate it in the first place. But I was like, I prefer the sort of like you got to do the run and gauntlet, and then you rip it out, and then you got it.
Got a video of that if you want to check it out. Where you see Dan do the gauntlet.
Thank you. But now it's for naught because it doesn't exist anymore.
Have you not got it? Have you not got the recipe anymore then?
I don't think so. I'm pretty sure I checked. And I don't have the sword anymore.
Because we definitely. I mean, again, we've got video.
We
proof
100%.
Of it,
yeah, we absolutely got it.
So they took it off you.
But potentially, I'll have to have a look. But they've introduced like a bunch of like new building things, like base building and stuff like that. Like it just keeps on getting bigger and bigger, man. It's great.
It's something that I'll give it credit, and it's not the game I like when it was first announced and you first saw it. I'll be honest, I was disappointed when we first played it, and that's just me building things up too much. And it is a fantastic game, but that's credit to Microsoft, where they are just constantly pushing stuff into it. I say Microsoft are doing nothing but pay for it, but it's like it is Obsidian, isn't it? Yeah. The friend of the show. Just put that out
Mikey.
there, Mr. Mikey Dowling. They're putting so much into it, and it's the same as apologies, but I didn't play. Was it Pillars of Eternity?
The like role playing,
like
fantasy thing.
Fantasy, like they touted that so much. It was like anything to do with Obsidian. Like we'd be talking to Mike from Obsidian, which we're not actually joking like that. This thing that used to happen, and it just be as soon as it had come up. His profile, it was the first thing that was on there. New Pillars of Eternity stuff, and it was everywhere. Not my cup of tea, but they poured so much into that game, and it's paid off, and it's got its fans. And this is exactly the same, but it is more of our cup of tea. And it's nice to see that in the industry where, again, we were talking about FIFA yesterday, and your Call of Duties and stuff, where it's just money churning, where it's just they know what people want, and they'll just squeeze every last fucking drop out of them. Obsidian, and meanwhile, are over here going, if you get Game Pass, you can play it for free. And then we're just going to keep adding to it all the time anyway, and we're going to continue to make it better.
It was technically early access for about 2 years. So when we were initially playing it, we were playing because I've basically been playing it since it started, not consistently, obviously, but a lot. Let's say 10, 15 hours a month minimum.
I'd say that. Yeah.
So I've seen every area of the garden that's now an area that you can go to, and I've seen the new additions, and I haven't faced any of the bosses yet, apart from none of them, because they are too hard, simply. But I've had to run past one, and I was just like, absolutely fucking not, because most of them you've got a trigger, you've got to make a special item, put it in a thing. I think again, as soon as I saw a thing flash up saying one potion or one cocktail of blah blah blah, something mantis, and I was like, I am not fucking fighting a praying mantis. Absolutely, I just ran out of there. I was just like, I'm sure I got to trigger it anyway, but it was like the giant spider thing, and now there's a variant of that, which is an infected one, which shoots balls of explosives at you, as if it was fucking easy enough as it was. But when I was now in the sort of the under the shed part, again, I don't know how new that is. It's just that I've progressed to a point in the story when I can actually go in and check it out. So it might have been locked. I don't know. But there's a boss that you've got to get past, presumably fight to get past. I won't tell you what it is because I want you to see it. But it's not one that you put a thing down and you trigger it to come out and then you fight it. It's just there. And I just fucking ran past this thing to get to the next bit, and then there's another boss that you got to fight anyway that you have to fight, which I can't.
What happened? Because I've never tried it, but in the set, so if you're scared of spiders, there's the arachnophobia mode, and you can turn the spiders off.
Well, you don't turn them off; you just turn them into a shape.
Yeah. So do you just see something else instead then?
I haven't tried it, but I think it just turns a big circle or a big blob or something like that. I think. I again, I haven't.
It was one I
tested
kept I kept meaning to, because I noticed they've done it in Jedi Survive.
Yes, you're
They've
right.
done it
They
in
did.
that.
Yeah.
And to be fair,
Oh, I got Jedi Survivor as well.
yeah.
By the way,
But
it's fucking sick. That's all I'm going to say at this point.
but I like spiders don't bother me at all. But like when you're watching,
I bet if they were the size of a fucking bus, they would.
no, I mean again, if I was living in the world of Grounded and stuff like that, everything would scare me. But
Oh yeah.
I don't know what they're called, but the big spiders in Star Wars that look like weird mushrooms. They're in Rebels. They're in Jedi.
Oh,
big,
weird with the big hill on the top.
Yeah. They're so weird looking. Really, really are. And like, especially when you were like in Rebels and stuff, and they're like, oh, they're in Mandalorian as well.
They're just a bit unsettling. Is that what you mean?
Yeah, they're like, I'm not. It's obviously they're not real, so I was like, whatever. But if again, I'm not scared. I'm not.
Sorry, Callum. Spiders are real. I hate to break it to you.
What? I mean, if I woke up and I was covered in, I would shit my pants. But if
also, I don't think I'd be as bothered if they were the size of a hill, because they'd just be like, well, I could see them coming for a start.
Not if it looks like a hill.
And they'd be slow and.
Because what if you?
Well, no. If I know that the spiders that look like a hill,
you just think you're getting closer to that hill.
Also, if I'm climbing up it, what's it going to do? It can't roll over. It can't get to me. I just climb to the top and I can sit there.
It Spider-Man's away and takes you to its lair and has its way with you. Lays its spider's eggs in. Tell you what, when I was younger, my dad had gone to work and our front door was one of the ones that you could only open it. I know it sounds stupid, but you could only open it with a key. So it didn't. Let me explain. So
I mean,
there wasn't a handle. You had to put the key in to push the door.
Right. Okay.
And my dad had gone to work and he had the key.
You lived in Japan and it was all sliding bamboo doors.
It was dead weird. But yeah, so our front door was this big, like proper thick wooden door, but it had a door knob, but it didn't turn. That was just a hold and push.
To hold.
Yeah.
Yep, I'm with you.
So we used to have to go out through. We had like an extension on the back, and we were going to school. And Mum was like, "We're going to have to use we have to go
climb out the window,
out the other door." So we've gone out to the back, gone out to the extension to come off the kitchen, and then I've opened the door because it was just a bolt lock. And this door hadn't been open for ages, and there was a spider's nest in the corner of the door. And I opened it, and then all the fucking nest broke, and all the eggs went down my school top. And I'm just like stripping myself off in the garden. My Mum's like, "You're gonna be late." I was like, "I don't care." That's the only time I've ever been scared of spiders.
I'm kind of the same. I'm not particularly fussed by them, like except if I was in a country when
it's like a black widow or something.
Well, like any spider that's got any kind of colour on it. If I was in Australia, any spider would terrify me because I was like, I don't know what you can do. Can you jump? Can you spit at me? Can you drive a car? Like, what are these things capable of?
Are you my Uber driver?
Get in the car and follow me to the shops. But here we don't have particularly dangerous predators. No. We haven't got bears and lions and wolves and whatever, So most spiders just sort of, as long as if they drop on me. And I wasn't expecting it. I'm like, fuck.
But that's a leaf could drop on you and catch you off guard.
Absolutely, or a squirrel.
I mean, yes, they could do some damage as well. A squirrel could.
Yeah, definitely. But if it was, if I was in a jungle and I saw a spider, I'd just be like, nah. But it's not because it's like, oh my god, a spider. It's like, no, you're probably very, very deadly.
Yeah, if it's in a jungle, there's a reason that it survived that long in the jungle.
Yeah. I mean, pretty much anything in there could or is trying to kill you actively.
Well, for the most part, we have money spiders. We have them reasonably big ones that have got like tiger stripes. You always see them in the summer. Maybe not so much because you obviously where you live.
No, I remember I sent you a picture a couple of years ago. Maybe I was walking up the stairs and there was like about 12 of them. Like those sort of like reasonably kind of fat ones, yeah.
And again, like I say, if I woke up and they were just crawling on me, I'd be like, "Oh, fuck up!" But otherwise, I'm not overly fussed.
I kept my crossbow.
That would be amazing. Well, what was that about?
Grounded.
That was it, yeah. But yeah, it's an excellent game, and it's well if you haven't played it, I recommend it. And again, it's free on Game Pass. Boy, howdy, do we love Game Pass, Dan.
Oh, we do. This podcast sponsored by Microsoft.
Wish it was. It's been a long time since we've had anything from Microsoft.
What are they going to do? Give us more free games that you can't already get through Game Pass? Great deal.
What could we have? I can't remember what we got. We did get sponsored ages ago, and I can't remember what it was for. Like by Microsoft.
By Microsoft?
Yeah. It was a trial for something.
PowerPoint.
It could have been, yeah. It was Clip. Do you remember Clippy? He's back. I think it
Clippy VP.
I think it was perfect.
Mm-hmm.
It was a trial for something, and I can't remember what it was. It's a long time ago, anyway, put it that way.
Sure.
2011, if it's according to the first episode.
Which is wrong.
Which is 100% wrong, and I need to update that. But yeah, I ain't really got anything else. So, Dan, I watched Renfield and Dungeons and Dragons. I thought they were both fine. Good, fun romps. And that's it, really. Miles Morales is being added to Fortnite. Don't know when.
Oh, really?
But I saw a picture. As I also saw a picture of Spider-Man 2099 as well. So I'm assuming it's going to coincide with the new film. But I saw a leaked picture. So hopefully Zoe doesn't watch this podcast until after it's on because I've kept it a secret up to now. So
well, we've had a new Indiana Jones trailer as well since the last podcast. Looks like it might actually could be quite almost. It's a film.
I think it will be fine.
And that's as much as I'm willing to commit to.
Is it going to be better than Crystal Skull?
Well, yes, of course.
That's all I want. It's all I want. Round off the trilogy with an okay, mediocre film.
Well, is it like a centrilogy now? No.
We've got 4.
Five-ilogy.
Yeah, but if you don't count Crystal Skull.
I very much doubt that. I reckon that they'll go hard on nostalgia with your Temple of Doom and your Raiders or whatever. And then they'll be like, aliens. They're like, there's this thing with aliens, yeah, sure.
I mean, he says
that'll be it.
But he says it in the trailer, doesn't he? It's like, I've seen a lot of weird stuff I can't explain, magical even. So they're going to lean on it somewhere. But
also
I don't
the Holy
think
Grail
done it.
would potentially
Technically,
magical and whatever. Yeah,
I've seen a lot of weird things. Nazis.
There's these guys called Nazis. They're like, yep, we know. There's like a big war and everything. It's like, no, I did it. I was fighting them. It's just me in one tank.
But I don't think he would do this if it wasn't good.
I mean, you could say the same for why would he come back after 30 years and do Crystal Skull?
Money.
That'll do it. He's got to buy planes and marijuana, hasn't he?
It's how many big old action films do you reckon we're going to get out of Mr. Ford?
Well, he's got this one. He's done with Star Wars.
Yeah.
He did. Didn't he do? He did like a film with a dog recently, like a big CG dog that I never got around to watching.
Clifford the Big Red Dog.
No, it was like a Homeward Bound kind of style. It was like him and their dog on an adventure or something like that. I could see him coming back as sort of like an old sheriffy kind of.
Are you thinking A Secret Life of Pets 2? Where he plays a dog?
No, again, it's stupid DreamWorks animation.
I stand by. The trailer for Secret Life of Pets was really funny. When it's like the owners leaving and they're all doing their own thing. And I was like, that looks really good. And then the film came out and you went, it's nothing like the trailer. That's literally the best bit was when the owners were leaving.
Yeah.
Awful films. Don't like them. But
I'm going to see if I can get... I'm trying to see if I can find his... He's 80 years old. Yeah, we're not getting anything more out of this guy whatsoever.
Oh, don't forget, like filming Force Awakens, he broke his leg. Like the Millennium Falcon hatch fell and broke his leg.
Yeah.
So I mean, it takes a bit of a beating, given his age and stuff.
That's what I'm looking for. Why am I looking on Wikipedia like an absolute squirrel?
I mean, it's the same thing. It's got the same information.
Well, you'd say that, but his Wikipedia page did not have his filmography on it.
Yeah, you have to click it. It'll be further down because there's too many. Do you reckon we're going to get a new
Call of the Wild. That was it.
No, not heard of it.
No, he's in a TV show, another TV show. Then it's Indiana Jones, and then he's in. Oh, he's in Captain America. Of course he is.
Wait, yeah, he's taking over.
He's the new Ross.
So we are going to get some action films out of it.
No, we're going to get him being old and very grumpy, and then it's going to turn into, presumably, if he turns into a Hulk, he's going to turn into a Hulk, and then he doesn't have to worry about any of that.
Again, predictions, whatever podcast episode it was that we talked about it. If they wasn't planning on bringing Red Hulk into it, they wouldn't bother replacing the actor to play Ross. They just...
That's true, but then why would you go, right, we lost one of the actors who's playing, a good character, and we want to kind of use that character again. So what we're going to do is we're going to get an 80-year-old man to replace him, and we'll get another 10 films out of him.
No, I reckon he'll stay in Red Hulk mode. Once he changes, that's it.
But then he's still going to do voice, like for Ruffalo, they've always got the...
But it's
like
enough
face,
though. I mean,
you can just sit him in a chair in a studio somewhere and just have him going. Rawr!
Well, no, because once they've got the rig, like all they need is the skeleton, and then they can match that skeleton to any person.
Yeah, I suppose.
They don't it doesn't have Mark Ruffalo isn't there and he's getting mocaps and doing all the stuff. He's done it the once. They've got all the data.
No, he's like they mocap his face like when he's talking and stuff. So
no. But I'm saying if he was gone, say he went, right, that's it. I've had enough. You can use my voice and my likeness and whatever, but I'm not doing it anymore. They could still
I don't
do
know if
it.
That would work though. Like if you didn't get the same kind of cadence and mannerism and the same kind of.
Well, you train these days. I don't.
Yeah, maybe,
as long as we didn't know, we wouldn't notice.
Potentially, yeah.
As soon as you know things, it's the same as the Superman mustache. Everyone was going mental over it, and 98% of people wouldn't have fucking noticed if they didn't already know.
I think you're right in the sense that I don't think they would notice, but I think that everyone who watched that film was just like, there's something just weird about this.
It didn't look that bad. It looks shit. Don't get me wrong, but
it doesn't look good. But it just as soon as you sort of zero in on what is wrong, there's just there's something wrong here. I think you piece it together very quickly. Yeah. It's distracting. How.
But again, it was easy to get around it, particularly with the footage, the phone footage. Just make it fucking grainy, like an actual phone. Hasn't got to be pristine and whatnot. They could have got around it, but they didn't because they were shit. But again, I'm pretty sure we mentioned it before, but it really made me laugh. There's a guy on YouTube that went back to that film and then CGI'd his mustache back on. It's so good.
Yeah. Actually, speaking of Henry Cavill's mustache, we've just had a new trailer for the new Mission Impossible as well.
Have we? That I've missed.
Yeah, it came out 2 days ago.
That I've missed. I haven't checked that out. I thought you were going to say The Witcher. Called? That's where I thought you were going.
No.
There's a new trailer for The Witcher.
No, there's a part 1 of the next Mission Impossible film. I can't remember what it's called now. Dead Cell. It's not.
Does he go rogue?
Presumably. I don't know. But if it's a part 1, part 2, that makes me think that this is it. They're drawing a line under Ethan Hunt now and go, right, at least they go, Tom Cruise, we'll kill Ethan Hunt off maybe. And then we'll get someone else to do other Impossibles.
I don't know, because that's how Maverick set itself up. This is the end of Maverick. And then they didn't. Spoilers for I reckon he'll get one more done, before he retires from the world of movies. Or, if this is the end of Ethan Hunt, I reckon Cruise will stay on as a producer.
Or maybe they'll go, right, instead of being a field agent, you're in charge of the IMF, maybe?
Maybe. Is he part of IMF, though?
Yeah.
I thought it... I'm sure in the last one he wasn't.
No, he was in Rogue Nation, I think it was. He was just someone had set him up and he had to go on the run. Ghost Nation, sorry.
Because he goes up because he finds his wife, doesn't he, in the last one?
No, he just happens across his wife.
Yeah. I don't mean he goes looking for her. I mean, he just finds her as a nurse in the thing.
Yeah, but Alec Baldwin he's the head of IMF who
Do you reckon he's going to be?
they're Probably not. They won't give him a fucking gun, I'll tell you that. But there's like, because like at the start of that, I'm sure I think it is Fallout where they have to stop an arms deal, like someone's trying to buy like a nuke or something. So they're not doing that freelance, are they?
I suppose. But I thought it was just like one of them. Honestly, it's it's an excellent film, but I honestly can't remember it. But
yeah, because like Henry Cavill's there because he's like the CIA operative.
Yeah.
Because they're just like, right, we don't trust you with the IMF because you're always going rogue, Ethan Hunt. So we're going to send someone to back you up. And then, spoiler alert, yeah, it turns out to be the other man who's going rogue. That's such a good film.
It's so good. I might watch that after this.
Right?
It's an
although
film.
I'll tell you, from the sense I'm getting from this part of this first time, I'm just sort of like, oh, it doesn't look like he looks kind of like. I know it's Tom Cruise and he's invincible, but he kind of looks like a bit of an old man now.
But is that intentional?
So I don't know, because
are they making it so like Ethan Hunt's getting on a bit? Because like real life Tom Cruise is still, he looks excellent.
Yeah, he's powering through.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think they're going right. We've got like fucking by the time this is done, we've got 9 films out of you. So that's like how many franchises have got a character that's gone from like not the 1990s or whatever it was when the first Mission Impossible came out. For that to go 20 years and he's still playing the same character, doing the same.
The first one.
With what's his face, Peter something or other, with blonde hair.
The old TV show, but
yeah,
I really like Mission Impossible. I think the first 2 films are mediocre. I really like the first one, but it's aged awfully. I've never liked the second one.
It's like putting Fast and Furious 1 against Fast and Furious 9. It's just like they're not even close to being like the same in sort of like crazy wackiness and.
No, yeah, I mean,
insaneness.
like the first one is all about you put a mask on, and as long as you're not too close to someone, you can pull it off.
Yeah, and it's like, oh my god, it's the future of espionage.
Now, and then in the newer ones, it's like you put this mask on, and you've lived a life with this woman for 25 years. You've had kids, and she's never realised that you've been wearing a mask and stuff. And then it turns out you take this mask on, but you also had another mask on, and your head's facing the other way. You've lived your whole life backwards.
Yeah. It's just like we've got like gadgets that we could do. We just 3D print you a face on the go.
Well, that was something that was pointed out on a Mr. Sunday Movies video where the first one, they had like little tiny cameras and they were like sticking them on so they could watch them and they could monitor them and stuff. And then in Mission Impossible 2, because it was obviously actual real technology they had for the second film, they give him a digital camera, but it's like that thick.
Yeah, it's product placement.
Yeah, but obviously that's like a real life one.
Here's a thing that's absolutely not invisible. Will be about a fifth the quality, maybe.
Yeah.
But make sure when you're putting it down on the desk, the Sony logo is always facing out or whatever.
It's just a funny thing. That's not just that. It's a lot of other films that do it as well. But yeah, no, I'll watch that after this. I'll go watch that trailer. I didn't even know, Dan. Yeah, that's all I got though, mate. If you want to see more, head over to podcastversusplayer.com, where up on the website you'll see the review for this brand new microphone. It was very kindly sent by Five Fine, and it's
sexy.
It's a very good mic. It's a very good review. So check it out. Give us a little bit of support so we can get some more reviews. But there's also more podcasts, more Let's Plays, more game shows, and more of absolutely everything, including more of this gentleman.
I think that's
Henry Cavill. No.
One of these days, I'm going to, like, 'cause we don't do FaceTime or anything like that. One of these days, I'm going to FaceTime you, and it's going to be like, guess who I'm with? And it's going to be
Henry Cavill.
Someone who's just staying at this hotel that I've just bumped into. It's going to be Chris Evans or something like that. And I'm just going to be like, look who it is. I'm telling you, it's going to happen one day.
Hopefully. It's just going to be someone from Man City, and I'm going to go, I don't know who that is.
I mean, I don't know who they are either. Like, you could literally say, "Oh, I'm a millionaire footballer." I'd be like, "Cool." Have you shot anyone with a laser? No, not interested, mate.
Have I opened you as a thingy card on FIFA? I don't know. Maybe. I don't know.
Are you a downloadable character for Mortal Kombat? No, not interested.
Get out of here. Right, enough of that, and we'll see you on the next one. Bye.
Bye.